Hey everyone, this is Jennifer Priest, and I want to share with you today a really fun project with Minwax. Now, I am part of Crafty Hangouts, and we got a lot of different Minwax product to work with, and through this process, I have seen Minwax in like a totally new light. I used to think of it just kind of like for furniture, but you could do some really cool effects with it, and it's so easy to use now. It comes in all these different types of packaging, from like tubes where you can apply it it's like a creamy paste almost, to like wipies where you just take the wipe and it has all the stain inside of it, and then you just wipe it on. To they have stuff is really cool, spray. So instead of like doing spray paint, you could spray on your stain. So it's super cool, and I want to share with you how to make a project like this. So this is a big sign that I just made for my sister, and I did an ombre effect with the Minwax stain, and then I applied a stencil and some paint, and then I sanded that and distressed it, and then I used some more Minwax stain to distress the letters so that it would look like it was an old weathered sign. So I'm going to share with you how to do that, as well as how to seal your project when you're all done. Alright, so I'm going to switch cameras now so you can see my work table and get a feel for how this works. So the Minwax wipes, they come with little gloves on the back, but I like to use these gloves. You can use their gloves, but I like to use these ones because they fit a little bit tighter and I feel like I have, more control. But that's just my personal preference. So I'm putting my gloves on, and I'm doing this because I want to protect my skin. I don't want to stain my skin. It's not that it's like super toxic or something crazy like that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is open this piece of wood, and what I want to do is the ombre effect on it. Now you can get this wood at craft stores. This wood piece is from Walnut Hollow, and it has like bark on the sides. You can cut your own if you are crafty like that or handy like that, or you can buy one from the craft store that's already pre-sanded. So what I like about the ones at the craft stores are already sanded, so you don't have to do any prep. Now you need a rag or a soft cloth for this next step, but I'm just going to use a paper towel because that's what I have. So I'm going to take some paper towels and fold them up to make my own like little applicator for the stain. And I'm going to use two different kinds of stain. So the first one I'm going to use is this oak color. So this is the color stain, and all you do is wipe it on, let it soak in a little bit, wipe it off, and it's dry in an hour. So it's super fast and easy. And I don't want to do the whole thing with this color, but basically you just squirt it out almost like paint. And then I'm going to take my paper towel, and you want to wipe it with the grain of the wood to put that color on. I might have did a little too much, but that's okay. So I'm just wiping it on. Again, you want to go with the grain, wiping it off the edge here. And I also want to do the edges, because this is going to show if I hang this sign like on the wall. So I want to apply some of this to the edges of my like canvas, as it were. Now, if you have any excess, you want to wipe that off. So just turn the cloth to a new clean place so that you can wipe off any excess stain. Alright, now to do the ombre effect. So I really like this walnut colored stain that comes with the staining cloths. So these are wood finishing cloths. The stain is already inside, and I like the walnut color with this oak color because it gives a nice ombre effect. So you take out the cloth, and it's got all the stain in it. It's very, very moist. And you're just going to take it and wipe it onto your wood, again, going with the grain. And making sure that you give even coverage. And again, you want to lift your wood piece and add the stain to the edge here. I want to do this about halfway up. I'm going to kind of clean my gloves off just a little bit for this next step. And I'm going to add a little bit more of the oak right there on the joint. That's what I'll use my second set of staining cloth here for. And I'm just going to kind of rub that in, trying to help with my ombre effect. And use a little bit of this walnut color to kind of spread that around. And now I want to go through and turn it to a new place and wipe up the excess. And you can see that you get this really nice ombre effect. Because it takes an hour to dry, you've got that time to work with it, but you can see how it blends really well. So you're going to apply the light color to one side, dark color to the other side, make them meet in the middle, and then use the light color to kind of blend it together. And you can add a little bit more dark if you need to. So let that sit aside for an hour to dry, and then it will be ready for me to add my quote art. So I'm just going to move that to the side. And let's see. There's also some finish that you can put on, like a sealer, once you've finished your project. So this piece is done, and what I want to do now is to seal it. And you want to do this in a well-ventilated place. Always when working with stains or sealers, you want to have a well-ventilated area. And this is going to help protect my piece and also keep it pretty longer. So it's super easy to use. Again, I'm going to apply some gloves. And I've got to run and grab a cloth that I forgot to get from the other room. Okay, that seemed like 20 minutes, but I wasn't gone that long. All right, so for this, you want to apply it directly on to your pieces. If you've already used the Minwax stain, you don't need to do any sanding. And this is going to look milky, but it's going to dry clear. So to make this a little easier for me, I'm going to turn it sideways. And again, just like the other, the stain, you'll just squirt this right on to your piece and use a soft, dry cloth to spread it around with the grain of the wood. So you want to follow the grain of the wood and then wipe any excess off. Now this definitely has a stronger smell than your than the stain, so you definitely want to do this in a well-ventilated area. It actually kind of smells like a glass cleaner, so it's not like it smells horrible or anything. I'm just wiping it on, and I'm kind of picking up some of the extra from over here. Whoops. So that I can apply it down here towards this end. And a little bit more, and it's a little bit sticky. It starts to kind of set right away, and it's a little sticky, but that's okay. And again, I want to make sure I hit these sides and get any excess that is on there. So for the sides, I'm actually going to put some of the sealer onto my towel. And then tilt up my other side to do that. Now I have some little spaces here between the planks that the sealer has got into, so I'm just going to take my cloth and gently wipe that little space. So if you're doing this like on a little pallet or something like that, just be aware that you do need to take that sealer out of those cracks, otherwise it'll dry wherever it's at. Alright, so that's all done. Oh, here's one more. Alright, there you go. So there you have it, a really fun and easy project you can do with wood stain that gives you a really gorgeous effect. So instead of painting, you can keep the wood grain on your project and not have to give up that pretty color. And also the Minwax products really help with giving you some nice color on your wood instead of like using a paint or something like that, especially like a craft paint. And the other thing I really like about these is they're like really affordable. You can get these at your local home improvement store, and there's a ton of cloths in here. I want to say there's 8 cloths, and one can do several projects, especially if you're talking craft projects like little wood sheets or something like that. So get your wood at your craft store, use the Minwax products to stain it, and then you can make signs and all kinds of great decor for your house. So thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you follow Crafty Hangouts on the website, and you can find us at #CraftyHOA. See you later. Bye.